We back in the business. You know what I mean? How you doing, sir?
What's up?
I mean, I am Sun King. This is my partner in crime, Yash, and this is what happened while you were sleeping.
Well, I'm not a crook.
No, sir.
It does not.
Not wittingly.
Ceremonial signing of the agreement, and you see it there.
On this episode of While You Were Sleeping, we're going to discuss the American judicial system.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, uh-oh indeed. But we got a few topics that we're going to touch on, but we want to investigate, talk to the people. Let's see if we feel like the judicial system is fair. You know, we previously talked about racial tensions and Trayvon Martin and how the case was so important. Now we're going to dig into the system as a whole and just see what it's looking like. One point that I want to bring up initially is that America is only 5% of the world's population.
Okay.
But when you look at the amount of people in prison all around the world, we're 25% of who's in the prison system. What do you think?
Well, I think we also put people in prisons for a lot of things that maybe other countries don't put you in prison for. Like the war on drugs, I don't think like as many people need to be in prison for that, and so that could be.
Yeah, all the rules and restrictions and stuff. Like people are not gonna see that. They're just gonna do whatever they want to do.
I mean, me myself, we live in a police state.
Yeah.
Like we've been living in a police state probably, if you're my age or his age, for our whole lives. We just didn't know it.
Okay.
Because I feel like this is an institutionalized thing where it's like you're brought up to almost like expect to get locked up sooner or later. You know what I mean? Like you expect to get locked up. You're surprised when you make it past 25 and all these things happen. It's like
don't be a menace.
You know what I mean? Don't be a menace.
Celebration.
You have the celebration because you live to be 25. Like, that's the way we were brought up though. Like we used to watch rap videos when we was a little kid, and you know the one thing rappers was, man, I'm lucky to be here, man. I should be dead or in jail. That's what every nigga says.
Yeah.
If I won't rap it, I'd be dead or in jail. So you know, you 16, 14-year-old kid, like I need to start rapping or I'm gonna die in jail.
Yeah, but the fact that we just keep people in jail for such a long time for non-violent crimes. It's kind of different.
That's true.
In a lot of countries, if you rape a woman or something, they'll put you for a long sentence. But in America, if you deal the wrong kind of drug, not just any drug, the wrong kind of drug, you're liable to get some football numbers. Yeah. I just think it's a bit odd that we got so much of the prison population, and the fact of the matter is, ever since World War II, the crime rate has been kind of increasing.
Okay.
But peaking around 1970 to 1990.
Yeah,
now, during those years, that was the crack era, the heroin era, a lot of the babies
booger sugar.
hippie
booger sugar. They were sniffing that booger sugar.
It was on that booger sugar.
Yeah.
Cocaine was a hell of a draw. Them Charlie Murphy stories happened during that time. But in 1990, the crime rate started to go down. I feel like
that's surprising too.
It is surprising.
Actually, I was in prison for 23 years. I watched everything.
I've heard some statements in reference to Richmond that the crime rate has gone down. So
the fact that the crime has been decreasing since 1990, but the prison population has been increasing.
That's stupid.
It's kind of. If you just look at the numbers, it is stupid.
That's stupid.
It doesn't really make sense that we're having less crimes and more time. That means that people are committing the same kind of crimes.
Just get more time for it.
Just get more time for the same crimes they've been doing all this time. So maybe that has something to do with why we got such a big prison population.
Like the information that you was telling me that we, like it was all surprising. Like you said, the prison population going up. Like we knew that. We knew niggas were getting locked up.
By going up, it's not just went up a couple points. From 1990 to 2006, it doubled.
That's crazy.
So the crime rate is going down, and we're doubling the amount of inmates.
So
and these
on
inmates,
the graph, it looks stupid because
It does.
crime and prison is just.
If they looking at these kind of graphs.
Oh, they looking at them.
I mean, somebody's looking.
Somebody looking at them.
But
They
we
like
not
what they
looking at
see.
it. We sleeping. We looking at eyelids. This is what we looking at.
That's the titular line. It happened while we were sleeping.
It
Yeah.
did. You
man.
think
Okay. There you
that
go.
the judicial system is biased?
I never feel the system is that way. So I never had those kind of experiences myself. So I cannot. I personally don't. I never feel things.
Got money, you got money. If you don't got money, you just don't got money. That's the way they're gonna say that.
Makes sense. Do you think that the American judicial system is unbalanced?
Yes.
And more specifically, do you feel like they're unbalanced or biased based on economics or culture or race or what?
It's a combination of race and culture.
Do you think the American judicial system is unbalanced?
Definitely.
Yes.
So when you say unbalanced, do you mean like unbalanced on economic background, cultural, or race, or how do you think they're biased?
Economic, cultural, and race.
Everything.
Because you have people in lower class areas, I guess, and I'm sure they're targeted more, and especially like black males are targeted at a higher percentage than other races. And like even though when stop and frisk, like let's say New York City, when stop and frisk, white people are they're not really stop and frisk as much, but when they are, they're found with drugs at a higher rate than the black people.
But if you're looking at like crime and the way people view crime, the perception of crime, blacks are looking like the target.
Yeah.
You know, so black people and white people, they use drugs at the same rate. About 7.2% for white people, 7.4% of black people are drug users. You know, so the same rate, but white people are a way bigger portion of the country. So you got a lot more white people doing drugs. 15% of all black people are reported drug users.
Okay.
But 74% of all the crime drugs that, you know, people that get charged with a crime of drugs get sent to prison, 74% of them are black people.
And see, that's crazy because when you say those numbers, this is the way my brain works because I'm, you know, what I mean, a little retarded a little bit. But like you said, 15% of all black people use drugs. So I say like there's 10 black
15% of all drug users
are black people. So you get 10 drug users. 2 of them are black.
Yes.
Okay, but you get 10 people going to jail for drugs, and 7 of them are black.
Yep.
Well, almost 8 of them are black.
Almost 8 of them are black.
That's stupid. See, I just put that in easy math for all you laymen, because I'm a layman and I know how you think, but that's stupid. That's stupid
crazy.
right there.
That almost makes you feel like they have to be targeting black people.
But see,
It's hard to look at the numbers and come to some kind of other conclusion.
I think there's another conclusion you can come to,
Okay.
because of course we know about the racial oppression we've been going through since America started and all that, but like one of my theories was that like it started off as racial, right? You know, what I mean, the government started off not like it, whatever the undesirables of society, and I think it morphed into or you know, what I mean, kind of branched off into just being like poverty.
Poor people do drugs.
Yes.
You can look at any kind of statistics and they'll tell you if you put drugs into a community that's poor, you're going to get drug users, you're going to get drug sellers to the users. That's
It just
what
happens that most of the American that is poor is colored. Well, I can say both, but a good percentage of poor people are of color.
Yeah, that could be the case, but you got to look like, I mean, that's what I wanted to think, but at the same time, if white people are a bigger number in the country, then probably there's more poor white people than poor black people.
Oh, there's a lot of poor white people.
But maybe
Farmville,
a
I'm
higher
looking at
percentage.
you.
There may be a higher percentage of the black community, but the thing is, where are you policing? Where are you sending the police to arrest people for doing the drugs?
Okay.
You happen to be in the black neighborhood, and you can make a reason to be in a poor black neighborhood. It's probably gonna be crime.
Yeah,
but you're not
more than likely.
Yeah, but are you policing that poor white neighborhood the same?
No.
Are you policing any white neighborhood the same? Because I'm sure that the drugs are really being used by people with money, actually.
See, the difference is policemen, they police black neighborhoods and poor neighborhoods, black poor neighborhoods, whatever. They patrol white.
They over there protect y'all.
Yeah.
They over here to police us.
Yeah.
You know.
They protect and serve that neighborhood.
Yeah.
Over here,
they serve warrants and protect themselves. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? They get their Billy Club out, they Michael Jackson, they Billy Jeans.
Definitely. And if you ever spend enough time in a black neighborhood, you're not going to feel like these guys are on your side.
Nah.
You're going to feel like you're on team us and they're on team them. I've been stopped on just regular traffic stops. Like, yeah.
But you look like a hooligan, though.
I mean, that's what some might say. To some, you know.
I mean, that's what I would say. And I'm your boy.
I disagree, bro. But anyway, but on just a regular traffic stop, man, I'm being asked, can I search your car? Like, really? If you pulled over grandma or, you know, regular Dennis over there, would you actually ask him to search his car on a regular traffic stop? Or do I look like somebody who you liable to find some, you know, treasure in his car or something like that? Hey, man, you know, that's just what you
I'm just saying, if I was a policeman, and like say, you know what I mean, I'm cruising the block looking for niggas or whatever, and I see a giant, oh, look at that giant nigga over there. I'll pull you out, I'll search shit out your car.
No doubt, no doubt. But that goes to show you, even though you're being funny, at the same time, if you do police blacks more, or if you had that perception when you're looking at them, and you approach them more, and you're looking more, you're going to find more.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's just how it is. That's not to say that, you know, these people aren't doing the same exact thing, but just keep looking over here.
Yeah.
Being that, you know, the drug war contributes greatly to the amount of people that's in prison, we got to look at different laws that were, you know, raised up to send people to prison for drugs.
War on drugs.
28 grams of crack will get you 5 years in jail. But if you live on the Upper West Side or, you know, on another, you know, more affluent neighborhood.
Where they get that booger sugar.
They get that booger sugar.
They get that booger sugar.
You have to have
like the one dude said nose candy. Shout out to that. What they call it? Nose candy?
Call it nose candy?
Yeah. So, 500 grams of cocaine will get you that minimum 5 years, but only 28 grams of crack cocaine will get you that same 5 years of a mandatory minimum sentence.
I don't know, but I don't think that's fair. I will think the crack and the cocaine is same, equally addicted.
The way set up somehow, some way down now, this is setting up. Like I said, it's designed for that. You know what I mean? So they got their ways. Way to throw somebody under the jail. From the most stupidest crime.
No, it's absolutely not fair because I can take the beige that the white boys like, right, and turn it into crack. You know, all it takes is some baking soda, right, you know? But the thing is, white boys, they ain't into that crack thing for two reasons. One, they don't really like it. And second is they don't want to be stigmatized. They don't want anybody to say, he's a crackhead, you know? But if you take a pinch, you're cool.
I don't think that's fair.
Why?
I think because, man, it should be the same. It's still crack and dope. You know what I'm saying? It should be the same.
Sounds like they're making rules arbitrarily.
Yeah, because black people get caught more with. It's kind of like the higher
They're
drug
targeted.
versus the cheaper drug. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Black people being targeted. It's just that stuff has always been that way. And I don't know much about drugs, but I don't think it's a difference.
I think it should be. I think it should be equal. But of course, they say you get hooked on crack, and it's hard to get off. Whereas if you're on cocaine, you can use it recreational. What do they call it? Nose candy?
Yeah.
I don't know much about the drugs, okay? I just what I picked up over the years.
So all little kids out there, sell cocaine, okay? Sell that soft white, cause the hard white will get you more time. You know what I mean? That soft white, it's all right.
It's such a difference in these two drugs that all come from the same drug.
Same
Cocaine
thing.
makes crack. You turn cocaine into crack.
With little effort.
With little effort. Little effort. You can check your latest hip-hop video. I'm sure they teach you all the time, man. You got cooking, dancing, all of that, man.
I don't know how to do that shit.
Yeah, they glamorize the stuff. Anyway, that's another conversation. One more thing, though.
Yes.
On top of the mandatory minimums, conspiracy charges, another thing that's been leading to, you know, the unfair or lopsided kind of prison sentences is the 3 strikes law. So you got people who do certain kind of felonies, which maybe don't amount to a lot of jail time, but when you put them beside each other and you get a second or a third one, now you have to do a mandatory of 20 and extremely long numbers of years. That's another problem that we got there. And then we got different laws that are changing right now in New York like the stop and frisk law, where cops can basically unconstitutionally, walk up to you based on all these biases that they already have.
We
Obviously,
know how just the New York Police Department is.
Oh yeah, they killed Sean Bell and
Diallo.
Diallo. A lot of people have been killed.
They lick shots.
They'll lick shots. But they stop you and frisk you. Just check you to see what's going on. 88% of all the people that they stop and frisk are doing nothing wrong. We can get the other 12% to just chance. You can get,
Now,
much
you
as
frisk
America,
a million people, you can find somebody that got something on them.
you can find a lot of people with something on them. Probably 12% of them will have something illegal on them. Because this is a country that, a lot of people smoke weed. It's illegal in New York. A lot of people do a lot of things that are illegal. But, that's just one of them. I want to say like 70, 80% of people, smoke weed at some point in time in America. So go around checking people, man. If you just want to meet quotas of jail. And
But see, it wouldn't even be that big of a deal if they did it to everybody. Like all these laws, the things we're talking about that they instituted, if it was whitewashed for everybody, like they held everybody to the same standards, we wouldn't be sitting here making this show right now. We wouldn't be complaining about it. Like if they went to short pump and stop and frisk people,
never.
You know what I mean? I was gonna diss short pump. I had to hold it down.
Never. See, that's the thing about it. And then even in New York though, the people that they're locking up or stopping and frisking are unbalancedly blacks and Latinos. But really, there's a large economic side to this whole prison system. It's really funny to me that they've monetized taking people's freedoms. And, really when you even take it back to slavery, after slavery was abolished, the only time slavery was still allowed was to people who were in jail. You're allowed to work them, no money. So ever since then, man, right after slavery died down and they abolished it, they started coming out with laws like being a vagabond. That's just somebody who's happened to be, walking around.
You see them every day.
You see them every day, yeah. They don't really got nowhere to go. But guess who didn't have anywhere to go when you abolished slavery?
Slaves.
Slaves. You start locking these same people up, walking down the dirt country road. They got nowhere to go, and you lock them back up, and you make them a slave.
Now you got legalized slavery.
Now you got legalized
That's
slavery.
all the prison system is. It's legal.
You got them working on the
most
railroad.
of it, yeah.
Hey, man, it is what it is. Just a few thoughts. But these are the thoughts that's going on while you sleeping, while you looking at the latest daily news about this bad guy and that bad guy. You got to take some time to step back and look at the whole system and say, what's going on here? What's driving these numbers that are ridiculously lopsided? What's driving it?
And, if you have anything you want to add to the discussion, you don't agree with what we're saying, you don't agree with somebody we interviewed saying, feel free to leave a comment.
We will respond.
We will respond. We will respond to all comments here on out. We will keep everything. We will keep it interactive. We will try to open form of communication. That's the only way we're going to learn from each other. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You got to talk to each other, man. Each one teach one, man. You got to look at things as a whole, open our eyes, and start evaluating what's really going on.
Yeah. And question everything.
Question everything.
Don't trust nobody. Especially this guy over here. Me, I'm the king of the sun. If you can't trust me.
You trust a dude named Sun King?
The Sun King. Please say the.
If you trust a dude named the Sun King,
thank you. That's all that is.
Reevaluate yourself, man.
Why?
Go home.
Why?
And think about everything that you ever thought about over again.
That doesn't make sense.
It
Why
does.
would you do that?
They need to rethink everything that they've ever thought. If that's the way they mind thinks, they need to rethink. Because that ain't right. It ain't right. No. No.
I'm the king of the sun, though.
No. You're the king of being out. But we out. Thank you for watching this episode of While To the Batmobile. Thanks for watching this episode of While You Were Sleeping. Comment down here. Let us know what you're thinking.
Oh, and you can reach me at MF and Sun King. Can I put that somewhere around? Put it over his face. The MF and Sun King on Twitter. You can hit me up there. You can't hit him up nowhere because he is
I'm on this page. If you want to hit a message on this page, comment on the video, whatever, I'm right there.
You know what I mean? We out here though.
Renegade America. You can check us out on YouTube. You can follow us on Reverb. Check us out. We got good music. Switch My Lane, Ghost the Night Rider. Shout out to everybody, you know what I mean? Shout out to Strap Up.
And if you can't, also just be like, this happened while you were sleeping. So this happened while you were sleeping.
This happened while you were sleeping.
No doubt.
Are you sure this not for something crazy?
No,
Y'all
no.
not giving y'all real names. I'm kind of
No, my real name is Yash.
That's his real name.
And your real name is the Sunken?
The Sunken.
Do I have y'all permission to tape you and ask these questions?
Yeah, as long as you're not zoomed in on our titties or something.
No.
Like that.
While you were in.
75% of the people that leave here come back. You'll be back, right? And it's not true. And it's not something that you tell somebody that doesn't think very well.
You proving them wrong every day, man.
Oh yeah, I made it now.